Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Welcome to this meeting of Essex. Morning, Matt. Essex Business Forum. I'm Aidan Squire. I'm your chairman. It's my job to get you through the agenda. I am, as always, ably assisted by my leadership team. May I ask them to be upstanding and introduce themselves?
I'm Vincent. I chair the membership committee and I'm also the official timekeeper.
Morning, I'm Brian, Social Secretary.
Morning guys, Ben, Education Coordinator.
Good morning, I'm Scott, your meeting secretary and a handsome face on live chat.
Good morning everybody, I'm Terry and I deal with membership and recruitment.
Thank you all. Please be seated. Welcome, Tina, for your fleeting visit. We have a visitor today, Leo Crocker, who's sat here. Welcome, Leo. I hope you enjoy the meeting. Other than that, let's get on with the meeting. First up is the performance lead. So I'll hand you over to Scott.
Okay, well, good morning. I've been blathering on about the end of year and closing everything down and all of that. So January is now obviously closed from a paperwork point of view. We're in February, we've got 1 week recorded in Feb, but it's still complete chaos on the V forms and how all of those numbers and things get processed. So it does still look a little bit higgledy-piggledy here, even with just 1 week. But nevertheless, remember our target, 88 points to score each month from a performance point of view. Top 3 members have already smashed that. So Matt is third with 120 points. 121 points puts Paul Corrigan in second place. 157 points for Stuart in the lead. But that's with just 1 week recorded, so it can all change. I'll pass it around.
Thank you very much, Scott. The next up, of course, is the education presentation.
Thank you very much. Right, we're going to get straight onto it today because I believe we've got something exciting for you now. So we're going to hand straight over to Mr. Toby Acton. That's exciting. Yeah, don't be too soon.
So, who would like to know the best way to get potential customers to really fall in love with you, really want to work with you? If you like your messaging and your marketing to really resonate with people on a subconscious level, just I can ask my beautiful assistant. I got somebody with muscles because there's some weight to carry. Imagine if people are looking at your messaging and when they're looking at what you're putting out, they're just saying, so what? What's in it for me? You don't actually have to imagine it because that's actually what people are doing. All people care about is what difference are you going to make in their life? What is in it for them? So we tend to start what we do. And most people do this, most businesses, talking about the what of what we do. And then we might start talking about the how. And only then, if then, do we start talking about the why. But this is actually the bit that really matters, the why. So people actually really only care about the why of what we do. People want to believe that they believe the same as you. They want to be in touch with our values. But when we do marketing, we tend to talk about what we do. So, Stuart, what do you do? And I don't mean mucking around in the office. Oh, okay.
We supply assistance to
How do you do that?
By identifying what the customer is, what the issues they have, problems they have, and then we go to our suppliers.
I should put out in time.
No, you didn't.
Why did you do it?
Why?
There you go. See, most, it's fine.
I'm sorry there.
Most people, most of us don't know why we do what we do. But that's actually what our clients, our prospects care about, why we do what we do. Because it resonates with them at a subconscious level, and they shared beliefs of what really will cause people to work with us. Okay? So, we talk about the tangible product that we provide, we talk about the process that we go through, and then we might, if we can really get in touch with it, talk about the purpose that we have in what we do, why we are actually doing it. And I don't mean to put food on the table and provide for your family, but why are we actually driven? What is our motivation to do what we do? And I'll give you an example of a good company that do it the other way around. So this is what we should really be doing. We should really be starting with why. Because that's what people care about. So everything we do, we believe in challenging the status quo. We believe in thinking differently. I've got the glasses in my hand. It'd be a lot easier to do that. Okay. So that's the why. The way we challenge the status quo is by making products beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. And we happen to make great phones, laptops, and watches. Do you want to buy one? Does anybody know who that might be? Apple. Apple, exactly. And Apple have got such a loyal following. So loyal that people who even basically know that Android phones are better, aren't they? Yeah. Better technology, better phones, thank you. They will stay with Apple because they have bought into the why of what they do. And Apple have been very good at getting that across. Yeah, they happen to make great products, but it's the why, the philosophy. They want to make beautiful things, they want to change the status quo. So what they've done is they've gone the other way around. They've started here with why, and they worked. So they start with the purpose, the cause, or the belief that motivates them, and the process that they go through to bring that why to life. And only then is it talking about the tangible products that manifest their why. There's actually really good science behind this, where you start with why. If I can have the next page, please. Let's start the elements. All right, kids. So we need to look at the difference between the limbic brain and the neocortex. And Brian, I'm sure you're on board with this, I hope.
Thursday.
All day, all day. The limbic brain is responsible for feelings, it's responsible for trust, it's responsible for loyalty, but it doesn't actually have the capacity for language. That's why when you're trying to articulate your feelings, it can be quite difficult. Think about your partner, and why do you love them? Assume you do, of course. You just do, yeah? But only after pausing and thinking can you actually articulate why you love your partner. And that's because that operates on the limbic brain. And that is the part that is instantly stimulated when you have a message, when you look at somebody, when you look at something, it's the limbic brain. And it takes some time to actually articulate that. And it's the rationalizing comes in the neocortex. But this limbic brain relates to the why, and that is all to do with trust. So we want our prospects, our clients, to trust us intrinsically. And that operates in the limbic brain. That's why we have to appeal to their values and beliefs by matching our values and beliefs to theirs. Does that make sense?
No.
Other than Vince, does that make sense?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. But the limbic brain is very powerful. It's those gut decisions. You know, sometimes something just feels right. And wouldn't it be nice if it just felt right to our clients, our prospects, to work with us, and they don't quite know why, but it resonates on a subconscious level? So that is why we start with the why. Okay? Very good. Thank you very much.
Toby once again illustrating how it's difficult to work with animals and the naughty corner. Thank you for that, Toby. Excellent. Now, what we normally have is Terry saying that he hasn't got any membership matters to discuss with us. Terry, have you got any membership matters that you can discuss with us today?
Funnily enough, no.
Right. Let's get that out of the way. Let's get ourselves moving towards the 60-second round, which is your opportunity opportunity to highlight your business in, yes, you got it, 60 seconds. First off, though, I'm going to send around the bargain bucket. Put your bits and pieces in there, please. I'll also send around the business card box. Check out that you are adequately represented in there. Take cards that you might need to make referrals. Right. We move on to the heart of it. Vince is our timekeeper. Yeah, you were getting excited there, weren't you? Vince is our timekeeper. After 50 seconds you will hear, and after 60 seconds you will hear, and when you hear that, sit down, shut up, but wrap up slowly, but get it over with as soon as possible. Right, and last week, the Oscar winner was Paul. He's contemplating multitasking today, so he's appointed a deputy to stand in for the award of the Oscar. And that'll be Terry. He'll be listening out carefully for what you have to say, and at the end of the round, he will award you. It's a virtual, yes.
Where's the Oscar?
Is that more minus points? Is that 2 weeks on the trot?
I am
minus
probably
points.
minus points there, yeah.
-5.
Not on the coding, yeah, I just wondered.
Right.
We're going to
Well,
bring it up next week.
okay, let's move on then. It is the second round. Tina, well, normally Terry would go first, but as are you here long? Oh, right, well, we'll start with Terry because he's listing out. Terry goes first, Tina goes second.
Thanks very much, Aidan, and good morning everybody. Terry Moden from TM Law. So a client of mine this week, who is an accountant, not Paul Booth, I'm hastening to say, because Paul wouldn't get into this situation, is owed £12,325. How, I don't know. He's been owed it since 2020/2021, and he wanted me to help recover it. So that was the bad news. There was some good news, however, because I calculated the compensation is due under that debt, and that's £1,400, and the interest, £4,409. So in total, it's going to be quite a lot of money, and the extra money I'm going to get back is more than going to cover the cost of recovering it. I mean, I'm not suggesting you let yourself get into debt, but if you know anyone that's got into that situation, there is some good news. Give them my details. Terry Moden, TM Law. Thank you.
Thank you, Terry. Tina, you're next, followed by Dave.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Tina. My company's called Liberty Executive Services. I'm a secretarial and admin service. Even though I work in the UK, I've been working in Palma, which has been nice and sunny, not raining. So if you know anybody that needs any help that's going abroad and they need assistance abroad, I'm happy to help them. So that's me.
If you need any help.
Yeah, so if you know anybody that is going abroad that needs an extra pair of hands, pass them my details because I'll be really happy to help. So that's Lady Tina, Liberty Executive Services. I'm not a 9 to 5 and start.
Thank you very much, Tina. David, you're next, followed by Howard.
Morning everybody, I'm Dave from Motor Electrical. We're NIC, EIC Electricians based in Brentwood. Today I'd just like to let you know some of the services we offer for domestic clients. So we will put up new lights for you. We do extra lights, extra sockets if you want some lights added to your room. Do rewires, this is for like existing properties and also new builds. We change fuse boards. So we've got one of the old type fuse boards with fuse wire in it, push the shout, I'll come in and have a look at it and try and change it for you. Do garden lighting, this can be for garden offices or log cabins. Do electric vehicle chargers. Also carry out fault finding. If you've got a problem where you turn your lights on and the fuse keeps blowing, we'll try and find out what's going on there. And we also do testing for landlords and home buyers as well. So anything electrical in your home, please give us a call. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Howard, you're next, and you're followed by Matt.
Morning all. Howard Wood from Clear Financial Advice, independent financial advisor in Billericay. Yesterday I saw a new client. It's only our second meeting. He's going to retire. He's planning to retire in about 5 years with a really general final salary scheme. He's also got these other little pensions dotted around. And in our first meeting, he said, I'd really quite like to retire early if I can, but I don't think I can. So yesterday I told him, if we organise these little pensions he's got, he can retire effectively today. can spend those, or the majority of those pensions over the next 5 years until his final salary pension kicks in. And his eyes kind of lit up. There was also a bit of a panic in there, so I thought it was a dream that's now become reality if he wants it to. I'm not sure he's going to do it, but now I've given him options. So he can retire at any point he wants between now and over the next 5 years. So I've just opened up a world of possibilities to him. And thank you, Toby. That's why I do what I do.
Thank you, Howard. Matt, you're next on Brian.
Good morning, everyone. Matt Barron from Blue Seraph. We are a local creative and branding agency. Excuse me. It's all about partnerships. This year, we've been building lots of conversations with people at the beginning of, or towards the end of last year. That has been continuing. We have an amazing partnership with a number of marketing companies and PR companies. We're starting a partnership with another agency in Ireland who are very similar size to us, and we're looking to work together on projects, so that's very exciting. But obviously above all is the partnerships I have here. It's Scott and SEO, it's Mike and Blackwater Media, it's Vince and Speedprint and many others. And I really truly believe that this is the year that partnerships will help us as a business grow. And ultimately, we're able to develop those brand partnerships for our clients. Thank you very much. Matt Barrett, producer.
Thank you, Matt. Brian, you are followed by Vincent.
Good morning, everybody. Brian, Pilgrim Hypnotherapy. Today, actually, is going to be about me. This week, two new clients, both men, and they're both being promoted in their firms, and they have to give presentations to their staff, and they're petrified about standing up and talking to people. So, to give them a bit of courage and confidence, I showed them this. It's from a lady who came to me a few weeks ago for the same sort of reason, giving a presentation. She says, I wanted to update you following my presentation on Thursday to let you know that it was the best I've ever presented in years. I felt much more relaxed and had such clarity of thought, I'd even say I enjoyed it. Then she says nice things about me, which I'm too modest to read out. Now, I had an award from the social care section of the Global Health Organization, who declared that I was the most effective clinical hypnotherapist in Essex in the year 2023. Where they got the information from, I have no idea. But they're going to give me a full page editorial with photograph in the prestigious magazine. And as they're global, it would of course be the UK edition. No quite puts in Canada, America, or Timbuktu. So that's it. Brian, hypnotherapist, Pilgrim Hypnotherapy. Help us just phone call away. Thank you.
Welcome, Brian.
Congratulations. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. It was both time stood still. Vincent, you're next. Only 60 seconds, please, and Stuart to follow.
Morning, Vincent from Speedprint. Does anyone know what a business card is? Anyone?
It's an extremely valuable tool.
I wouldn't say extremely, but it is a valuable tool. You're correct. Well done. Business cards are an extremely valuable tool. It's the smallest, most portable, most cost-effective, and most attention-getting of all marketing materials. And it's the first point of contact when you give someone a card between you and a new business opportunity. It goes on working for you long after you've left the room. Now we do them in lots of different finishes. We do them in a soft touch lamination, we can do a gloss lamination, we can do spot UV, we can do matte lamination. How am I doing? Or you can even be really stupid and do one like that. Yeah, so anyway, business cards. You think it, we ink it.
I was waiting for the next 60 seconds for this song so quickly. Stuart, you're next, and you're followed by Melissa.
Good morning, everybody. It's Stuart from Mountain Networks. I just thought I'd share a little bit of our call monitoring statistics that we take off of our telephone system for January. Now, January, we received 642 calls. Our average answer time for each call came in was 7 seconds. Our busiest time of day is between 10 o'clock in the morning and 11 o'clock in the morning. And we had 23 missed calls, which means 23 calls in that we didn't answer or the customer hung up before we did. But don't worry about those 23 calls, because at 5 o'clock every day I have a report schedule that comes into my inbox that tells me any calls that have called in that for whatever reason we haven't answered, that we have not called back, or they have not called back again later in the day. So we get to call those calls back every single day. The point is, if you don't monitor your calls, you don't know what you're getting, you don't know what you're missing. The point is, that information is there. If you want to use it, we want to have voice over IP phone systems. If you or any of your customers need better management information, please contact me, Stuart, at Networks.
Thank you, Stuart. Melissa, you're followed by Mike.
Good morning, everybody. Melissa Jackson of Chemo Francis. This morning I'm not actually going to talk about Chemo Francis or me at all. I really feel drawn to give a very good testimonial to Dave Roberts, because he came to my house to do some electrical work. And if you haven't had the benefit of using Dave and his company, I can tell you now that they're excellent. Dave came along, looked at my electrics and looked at what I needed to do, and was calm and clear and concise about what had to happen. He then sent along Sam, his worker, who was arrived on time, was clean and tidy in all the work that he did, was very polite. He had to crawl around in the loft space, and he's not the smallest guy. He moved all of the clothes and put them all back, and was careful to do the work that was asked for properly. If you haven't used Dave, I'm just going to give you a testimony to say, please do. That's Melissa Jackson.
Hello, Dave.
Unfortunately, good. Right, next is Mike, and he's followed by James.
Good morning, everyone. Mike at Black Multimedia, providing photography and videography for businesses and events. So it's not quite springtime yet, and in fact it's going to get pretty miserable for the next few days, but nonetheless spring and summer events are starting to be planned now. So if you hear of anyone putting on any events, whether from large festivals to trade shows to local or council events, that sort of thing, please give them my details and I can provide videography, photography and drone packages to cover them, whatever their event size. So anything like that you hear of, please just let them know. I can sort that out for you. It's Mike at Black Multimedia. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. James, you're followed by Ben.
Morning all, James from VHK Insurance. I'm quite a big person, so I enjoy speaking to lots of different people about different things during every single day. I quite enjoy problem solving, so when these people come to me, I like a challenge. And more importantly, I like being warm and dry and drinking at weekends. So following on from this education, how I entertain myself during the day is when I've spoken to these people, I look at their activities, more importantly I look at their exposures and work out what they don't know, and I come up with a programme of insurance products, whether that's one or multiple, to provide cover for those exposures. And how I found myself doing that is working in commercial insurance. So what I do is commercial insurance, how I do it is making sure everyone's covered so I can sleep at night, and why I do it is I like drinking at weekends, I suppose. So James, VHK Insurance, specialising in commercial insurance, I'll have a look at anything.
Thanks, James. Ben, you're followed by Paul C.
Oh, good morning, guys. Ben Golding from Utility Warehouse. Now, we've been named the best value supplier available in the UK. So, in the world of bills and endless fees, there's a way to put your worries at ease. Join a company that's wise and watch your savings start to rise. With a company right by your side, your bills won't make you want to hide. We'll guide you through the tangled maze, help you find more affordable ways. Electric bills won't be a fright, we'll lead you towards the brighter light. We'll show you a plan with cost effective, ensuring your budget remains protected. Internet bills can be a scare, but we've got the best deals out there. No more paying for unnecessary speed, we'll give you exactly what you need. Phone bills won't make you feel drained, we can help you regain control over your usage and your plan, saving you money as much as we can. That's Ben Golding, Utility Warehouse.
Thank you, Ben. Right, it is Paul next, and he's followed by Clara.
I'm Paul from Solitaire. Solitaire, it's not always about making money. We try and be as transparent as possible. We offer plumbing tips on social, on our website, over the phone if need be. These are some of the tips that we've been promoting the last few months. How to top the pressure up without having to call us out. How to bleed radiators and then top the pressure up afterwards. When replacing washers in taps, basically put the plug in the sink, otherwise just screws will fall down there. Isolation valves, just turn them off on every now and again. It stops them seizing, stops them leaking. How to repair leaks and stop cuts. Protect from freezing pipes, the list goes on and on. So yeah, so we do try to be as helpful as possible anyway. So yeah, we're big enough to trust and small enough to get. Thank you.
Where do you put that up?
Pardon?
Where do you put that up? The socials?
Yeah, socials, yeah. We've got a blog on our website as well.
Thank you, Paul. Clara, you're next, and you're followed by Scott.
I'm Clara Downton from Brentwood Business Financial Services. The mortgage kind of story carries on as a slightly bumpy one, and have started to see a few rates going up and a few others coming down. So it's not necessarily bad news from here, and I'm hoping it'll stabilise. But I do think people need to be thinking about kind of the next 6 months, because it's good to kind of lock in early, and then we can play from there. Whereas if you let things slide, then sometimes it can just mean that you have less options. Last week I had a client who they were going to have to pay a £50 early repayment charge if they did it last week, but there was also a chance that the rate would go up last week. So we locked it all in, got it all secured. Then when rates didn't change, I cancelled it all down, re-input it all, and got the new rate, and then everything changed from Monday. So it just shows it can all be done, and you're not sort of tying yourself into bad things, but you're just securing the future. So if I can help anyone, please do get in touch, and I'm happy to do what I can. Clara at Downton Mortgages and Financial Services.
Thank you. Scott, you're next, and you're followed by John Hammond.
Well, good morning, Scott from SEO. We are a web design company catering for all sectors. Repeat that, all sectors globally, not just waste management and toilets. There's other things. Won another nice project this week. A long-standing client has invested into another new business, which of course needs rebranding where Matt is involved. It needs a website and marketing and social and all those things. There's waste management. Interesting things. They get rid of people's unwanted cyanide, and bins emptying and various other things. But yes, another one of those projects. But I am interested in Caribbean holidays, model agencies, high tech, something that isn't waste related from you guys would be wonderful, please. But look at it. Thank you very much.
I don't want to put an unwarranted image in your mind, but when Scott goes to the loo, he regards it as waste management. John, you're next, followed by Leanne.
Good morning, everybody. I'm standing in for Blake this week, so I'm John Hammond from Anaheim. What I'm looking for is people who are actually looking to the future for the spring and summer. If you're doing any sponsored walks, like Hages or whatever, you need some walking boots. We can supply all types of walking boots and all your wet weather gear. Because if you're doing Hages warm, it's going to rain. But also, if you're going to a music festival, we can do a pop-up tent for you.
Sounds good to me.
If you're going to the beach, we've got chairs for you. So just look on our website. If it's not on there, give us a shout. So that's John Hammond from Anaheim, dominating the outdoors.
Thanks, John. Leanne, you're next, followed by Toby.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Leanne from Brooklyn Interiors, and why do I do what I do? It's because I just love making beautiful spaces. So I specialise in transforming dated and boring spaces into functional and stylish spaces. A well-designed space has the ability to enhance lives, improve well-being, and increase productivity. So I can take a project from design to execution. I work closely with my clients to understand their vision, needs and preferences, from selecting the perfect colour palette, optimising the layout or sourcing those unique furnishings and decor pieces, to overseeing the entire renovation process. I know the importance of practicality and sustainability, ensuring my designs will stand the test of time. So if you know someone, if you or you know someone is looking to put that wow factor back into their home, create a lasting impression, or simply improve the way they live or work, then put them in touch with me.
Yeah. Toby, you're followed by.
Good morning again. So following on from what I was saying about starting with UI, wouldn't it be really great if we had a way that we could truly understand our values and what drives us and what we do so that we can incorporate that into our messaging? If we have a team, wouldn't it be great if we could measure our team's values and develop a genuine team ethos that demonstrates our business and what it does and why it does it? It would enable us to develop that value proposition and a brand that really resonates with our prospects on a subconscious level so that they get across our reason for doing business, our why. Well, the great news is we do have a tool for doing that. As you know, I'm a licensed practitioner of motivational maps, and they allow us to measure and understand what really drives us and what drives our team. And knowing and understanding that why enables us to create the value proposition and work with somebody like Matt to develop branding and marketing to do that. And Matt and his team are really good at that. So if you'd like to know more about motivational maps and how they can help you or businesses that you know, please get in touch with me. Thank you.
Thank you, Toby. Paul, you're next, and you're followed by me.
Morning, Paul Bennett, Brentwood, chartered certified accountant based in Brentwood. Just been awarded gold partner status with free agent bookkeeping software. So today I'm looking for new people, new clients who use free agents, but maybe their existing accountant doesn't understand it or even use it. We've come across that quite a lot. We've taken on clients recently who accountants didn't have a clue about free agent. They just hardly use the free agent software at all. So today I'm looking for people who use free agent software. Paul Booth from Corrigan Co. Minimise tax, maximise wealth.
Paul. Right, last but by no means least is me, Abel Squire from TM Law. I'm doing lots of things at the moment, but I haven't got any business sales, either sales of shares or sales of assets. This is good quality work for me. I work with a solicitor colleague and we are able to deal with the complexity of a share sale agreement, which typically comes out at about 70 or 80 pages long. We deal with the property side, we deal with employees, and we basically run the contract with what are normally much larger firms. If you come across any businesses, anybody wanting to merge, anybody who's going into business with somebody, that will often trigger that sort of sale and purchase. So look out for them for me and refer them to me whenever you get a chance. Thank you very much indeed. That's me done. That's the round done. Terry, round done for our members. Now, give us 60 seconds.
Hi everyone, I'm Leo. I'm the founder of LSE Creative. We're based in Brentwood, just 5 minutes up the road. We're a LinkedIn direct messaging agency, so we have a real focus on sort of genuine, authentic, highly personalised LinkedIn outreach. Our biggest USP is that we don't use any AI or automation to run our campaigns. Every message we send is sort of tailored towards the decision maker for the business we're reaching out to. To give an idea of the range of clients that we work with, sort of interior designers, kitchen companies, building consultancies that perhaps want to get in touch with architects, so they can become their go-to designer, supplier, installer for future projects. And then on the other end of the spectrum, we work with, say, a court of protection solicitor that wants to get in touch with care homes and hospices that have access to their ideal clients. So that's the kind of range. If your clients are on LinkedIn, then yeah, we could be a good fit.
Thank you very much, Leo. Right, that is the end of the round. Terry, give us the news.
Yeah, thank you very much. And Paul Stead, I'll tell you. Yeah, some excellent ones today. From Vince, from Brian, albeit longer than it should be. But I'll count down in order. Paul, excellent, really good, considering your mind's full of other things later on. Really good, well done. Mike Skinner, nearly got it, really good. Just picked the post by James. I thought you were really clear and told us what you want and also what you like. It's really good. Thank you, James.
I was going to do this, James, but seeing as you put me under a bus there, you
I was simply asking the question.
Just remember, if you take the salt pot back it's there. Right, the meeting secretary report follows. And Scott, over to you.
Pretty much the same way the report was delivered by Terry earlier. There's not a great deal to text in it.
Right. There was a synergy meeting on Tuesday. Paul will tell us all about it.
Yeah, we had a delayed B2B Christmas bash, and there were 6 of us, so decent turnout. So we had some drinks, followed by some food. Really good night, incredibly slow service on the food, but it was a really good night, nonetheless.
Thanks, Paul. Yes, I can confirm that met with drank more. Yeah. Can't really complain about that. Right, thanks a lot, Paul. We move on now to the next major part of the meeting, which is the 10-minute presentation. Ben.
Paul's face just suddenly just turned really white. Right, so before I introduce today's speaker, giving their first 10-minute presentation, just an update for the upcoming couple of weeks. So next week on the 15th, I'll be doing the education slot, but they have our annual report that's being prepared at the moment. And don't forget, if you haven't voted on your... You're too late. And but obviously we'll be announcing the winners as well next week. And on the 22nd, Brian is now doing the 10 minutes then, and Paul will have you down for the slot that day. On the 29th, James will actually be doing his first 10 minutes.
So I'm doing the 29th of February every time it turns out.
Yeah, every 4 years now then. So, and we'll have Nick doing the education slot. And finally, well actually into March, Neil will be doing the 7th and I'll be doing the ed slot, and Aidan will do you the 14th of March. So when it is your turn to do your 10 minutes, please go to the EBF website, download the bio sheet and give it to me a day or two beforehand. And if you can't do either of your presentations, please let me know. I'll do my best to try and swap things around. I want to remind you that it is 8 minutes presentation and 2 minutes for questions. And when it is your 10 minutes, please don't forget the door prize to bring as well. So,
Speaker's prize, please.
Speaker's prize then. Just bring a prize. So that said, today's speaker, we have, for the first time, Paul Corrigan. So, from Solitaire is his business name, position in his company is director. Plumbing and heating is the nature of his business, and areas located and areas covered all over Essex. So a couple of things about Paul. A well-known problem that needs fixing. Wish umbrella hats were fashionable. This will make so much sense as the rain keeping your hands free, and especially sort of men should be allowed to have baskets on their bikes. So when and want bum bags to come back in fashion as well.
It's just all practical.
It's all practical, isn't it? Yeah, can't be a good old bum bag. Movie you recommend and buy Groundhog Day. Would love to have that experience of living the same day over and over. Favourite holiday location and why is the Canary Islands, a Portugal cruise. They were both amazing experience and they set sail from Southampton. And finally, the best invention or discovery, umbrella hats. So please put your hands together for the first time for Paul.
Right, I thought I'd talk about my journey from school to now. Apologies if you've heard this before. I left Kingston School in 1998, and after losing a couple of important people in my life, I was a bit of a mess. I had no idea what I wanted to do apart from get out of school. It's quite a famous school actually. David Beckham was in my school, Harry Kane, and best for last, James Alexandru, who played Marty Fowler in EastEnders. I was in the same classes as Joanne Beckham, and my brother got kicked through a set of double doors by David Beckham. I applied for apprentice toolmaker, a precision engineer, and got offered the job. Although very excited, I was still very confused on what it's just mucked around. My uncle and aunt thought it would be best if I got a job in the services. Obviously being ignorant, I just said yes. I went for an interview at Southwark. A week later I was told I had a position in the Royal Air Force as a safety and survival equipment fitter. I had a starting date of 1 year later. Now I have this job, I quit my job as an apprentice and just mucked around. I got offered a job as an apprentice hairdresser, shelf stacker in Morrison's, and then eventually choosing a warehouse worker and an office junior at some local clothes place in Edmonton. I got bored of that job, became a door-to-door salesperson, selling the right to buy, which is buying council houses off the council. In fairness, I was amazed at that job. I loved it as well. I lived with my two older teenage brothers at the time. We argued constantly. As you'd imagine, the house was gross. Our diets were awful. So I called my dad and asked if I could live with him and his girlfriend. He said yes, and much to my brother's disappointment, I moved in with my dad, quit the job, selling the right to buy. Not the greatest experience of my life, living with someone who didn't really want me there, but it did give me some security I think I needed then. Worked with my uncle for a bit. We were developing the garage into a granny annex. I honestly loved this job. Although my Uncle John is a bit of a dickhead, he did say the best advice I've ever received. He said, if you have a job you enjoy, it's like you never have to work a day in your life. I got a job in a coat hanger factory after that. I left there and I got a job selling windows, door to door. Thankfully I didn't start that job. I was offered a better job, worked for a travel magazine, selling advertising space. I can still memorise my speech. I think I worked for them for a few months and told them I was leaving to join the RAF. They were a great company to work for. They were lovely people with travel measurements. I then joined the Royal Air Force, feeling very sorry for myself. It was quite a scary experience. I think I cried all the way there. It was a while in the air. It was while in the Air Force that I realised my life wasn't all that bad. If you think you've had a rough ride in life, the young recruits in there made me realise it was not all that bad. Some really horrible stories that happened to such a lovely group of fellas. Believe it or not, I didn't last long in the Air Force either. I think I was there for about 2 weeks. It was not the greatest experience trying to leave. I had to have interviews with the scariest corporals, sergeants and flight officers you've ever seen. As an 18-year-old, I got out. I went to my dad's and slept for about 16 hours. Although I wasted my time and the taxpayers' money with the Air Force, it did give me the kick up the backside I needed, and I knew I needed a career, some sort of successful life. It's a shaker, I really. I went for a job as an export administrator working for Higgs International. Basically, I inputted data in spreadsheets. We were the company responsible for providing English newspapers and magazines in other countries. I had to liaise with all the major newspapers. One of the worst days there was 9/11. We pretty much completed our day's work and then the first plane hit. All of the newspapers cancelled the orders and the papers would need more pages, changing the weight, changing the cost of the freight. I got home about 11:30 that day, PM obviously. Didn't see any news until watching GMTV the next morning. It was so shocking. Obviously didn't have smartphones then. It was an awful experience for everyone obviously. During working at Higgs, I met Caroline, my wife, who's now. For a blind date, I was still 18. She was 24 at the time. I did lie about my age. Believe it or not, I wanted to change after a couple of years at Higgs. That felt like a lifetime for me. I wanted more money, I wanted a career and something to be proud of. I spoke with the powers that be Express newspapers and I got a job with them as an area manager. I was being paid a fortune compared to what I was getting at Higgs. The job role basically meant I was a servant to the owner of Express newspapers, who was Richard Desmond. At 4 AM, I was driving around North London, making sure there were copies of OK Weekly, Hello magazines, Express newspapers, all in the local shops, making sure Smiths had the advertising as you walk through. I had to take pictures, and I was even asked to be a butler for one of his private parties. Believe it or not, I didn't stay that job for that long. Still thinking about my uncle's advice before, I decided I either wanted to be a plumber or an electrician. I decided to be a plumber as we had an electrician in the family already. I called every plumber in the Yellow Pages, offering work for free if need be. I ended up speaking with a lovely old boy from Brentwood, Robin Dawson. He recently had a heart attack and needed some help with plumbing. Obviously, I jumped at the chance. At 20 years old, I went from earning almost 40 grand a year to earning 35 quid a day. My first job was to assist in running water supplies for the treatment room at Stockbrook Manor. I genuinely couldn't believe I could produce water to a random room. I was amazed and hooked on this job. I couldn't stop smiling. We then installed a bathroom and I loved every second of it. 3 weeks installing a bathroom, and it honestly felt like a hobby. I had a mortgage at this point with Caroline. Thankfully she helped out with money. And then I signed up to Colchester College to complete my 4-year apprenticeship. Robin's work dried up and I wasn't earning when he had no work, so I started my own company called P&C Plumbing Services, Paul and Caroline Plumbing. Had no idea what I was doing, I just blanked my way through. I ended up employing Robin in the end. College found out I was employed and threatened to chuck me off the course, so I started working for a plumber called Rob. He was a different kettle of fish altogether. Literally had no patience, it was like a proper apprenticeship. Being locked in a portal looping, knocking him over, I was covered. Atomic wedges being lifted off the ground. I hated it, but I stuck with it. He made me into a better plumber because I was scared to get anything wrong. My pipe had to be an art piece. Around now, I had to quit smoking. See, I smoke. Quit smoking using the hidden cyst, which was Brian. That was exactly 19 years ago this month. And I've worked it out, £15 for a pack of fags, that's £103,740. So I've done it. It was at this point my second child was due, and my wife wanted to stop working. Oh, sorry, I've skipped ahead there. My final 6 months of college, I could see the light at the end of the tunnel. I was running projects for my boss, and things were fine, apart from earning only £40 a day still. I was offered a job for a friend of my brother's. I went from £40 a day to £160 a day, working in a place called Brighton, called Novartis. It was an animal testing facility, responsible for Savlon and things like that. I was installing 4-inch steam line, nitrogen lines, compressed air, demineralised water, hot and cold water. Didn't have a clue how to do it, just figured it out. It was at this point my second child was due, and my wife wanted to stop working. It was great that I could repay the favour to her. P&C Plumbing made a comeback, and I was working for myself again. Even employed a couple of people. I had a small claims case and it grew my confidence. And then I went for 3 jobs, and I was offered all 3 jobs. I chose the best job, not the most money, but the one with the best future. I started working for vaccine hospital boilers. I had no idea how to fix a boiler, but I just blanked my bot through. The last page, you can place that. Had to complete 14 weeks of training in Warrington. This was awful, I got so homesick, missing out my baby Ivy, and then my then 3-year-old Emma. Obviously I come home at weekends. I absolutely love this job. I just found I had a natural ability to fix boilers and heating systems. They gave me an apprentice, Ray, who was a Scottish Arsenal fan. Being English and a Spurs fan made for interesting conversations. We're still friends now. I run their small works team, doing plumbing works, as well as heating. At some points I was working 7 days a week for months, but at the time we just needed the money. I was having a cup of tea in Tesco's with Ray, and some strange man sat next to me asking questions about our bonus schemes and our wages. Ended up being the manager for Valiant Glow and Boilers. He invited me for an interview. I originally said no, as I love backsea, but one day I was repairing this awful gas fire, covered in soot, and the phone went, and it was Tony, he was the manager, invited me to an interview, and I said yes. I was doing some private work in Corrigan, went for an interview. On the way, I was offered the job, and then I had to complete a further 16 weeks of training in Belper in Derbyshire. Honestly, this was the best job I've ever had. I had a great manager, Tony, who became a good mate. I worked on the best boilers at the time. I ended up taking on new starters and showing them the ropes, being their mentor alongside senior engineers. Moved to Malden in 2010. Emma just started school. Life went on as it does, and Pippa was born in 2011, or third girl. And money started becoming very tight. That's when I started doing some private work on the side. By summer 2013, I had quite a bit of work coming my way, so I took a gamble, started Solitaire, and the rest is history. There you go.
made you start? What made you start Solitaire and not go back to P&C?
Good question. I worked for, it's a boring story, I apologise for the I worked for a fella, sorry, when I worked for Valem, a friend of mine there, he owned a company, Solitaire Heating, and I couldn't afford my own gas safe ticket. So I asked to go on his ticket, and I was going to just be called, I wanted to be called complete plumbing, that's what I wanted to be called, but, or just Paul Corrigan plumbing or whatever it might be. But yeah, so I said, oh, do you mind if I go into Solitaire? I was under him for about 2 months. By this stage, I'd let heads and whatnot. So yeah, so in the end, I phoned him up and said, do you mind if I stick with Solitaire? He said, no, it's fine. And then we went limited. So mine, it's ours now. So yeah.
Paul, so what? Obviously, plumbing is a very wide spectrum of things you can do. So, what is your favourite thing to do, or what would you love us to look out for referrals for you?
If I could install a boiler every day of the year, I'd have a smile on my face, yeah. Installing boilers is brilliant, or repairing boilers as well. Yeah, so anything to do with boilers really, but that's me personally. But we've got a nice big team, so yeah.
So talking about sort of team and things, what's your proportion of you on the tools versus you managing?
I'm now in the office full time. Yesterday I got called out to a job, there was a leak through the ceiling, and I was the only person available, so I went there. I actually felt quite nervous going on. Yeah, no, it's absolutely fine, yeah, just sort of the leak and it was that. But yeah, it's nice to keep your hand in every now and again, but I'm more in the office now, which is manager, and we've got a team of managers, well, 2 managers, sorry, managing 10 people.
Air pump source.
Yeah, Essex.
That's it. Do you do?
Yes.
And also, what sort of grants do you get? How much does it cost them to install, and what are your sort of typical annual savings?
Well, you get £7.5 grant from the government. At the moment, we're offering an extra 2.5, so we're going to go up to 10. It's normally average around 15 grand. There's no VAT because it's renewable, as you probably know. And what's the other? Oh, annual savings. It all depends what fuel you use. If you use natural gas, if I'm honest, you don't make any savings at all. If anything, it's more expensive unless you have solar panels. But if you have oil and LPG, yeah, you can make quite a saving. Yeah.
Your team, are they all based around Bolden, or have you got them?
Yeah, we used to have a couple of engineers in Southend, but they've gone now. We've got Burnham on Crouch, Colchester. We've got 2, well, we had 2 in Colchester, one's left now. But yeah, mostly Malden, yeah. But we'll work everywhere. I said Essex, but honestly, I don't say no. So if I've got a job in Sudbury or Walthamstow, we'll go there. Yeah, we'll do it. Sorry? Northumberland. Well, yeah, I've got a boiler.
Right. Paul, thank you very, very much indeed for an excellent start. It's told us all about yourself. Brilliant. Let's give him a round of applause. Right. Now, stay on your feet, because as you recall, it's the referrals and testimonials round, arguably the most important part of our meeting here. We'll start as always with Paul and work our way round. And if you could do the running for us, Paul, that'd be great.
Yeah, welcome, Leo. Good to see you. Thank you again. Excellent, thank you. Really varied career in lots of different jobs. I've never heard of anyone such a wide. For instance, thank you, my name's Brandon, Matt, and
Well, that was great. How do you remember all those jobs? I've got no idea.
It took me a while.
That's crazy. Mike, did you do some pictures for a new project we got?
This is your life. Remember that? I'm buying that out. Daily Toby, your Silent City.
Silent City, yeah.
One of my favourites, very good. And yeah, I'd love to see you all this morning. And nice to see you back in a good week.
Nice October, and thanks for coming, Leo. Just got one, thank you for making it cook. No, he's not here, so I'll get to
Thank you very much, Toby. Love a bit of symbiotic. Lovely to meet you, Leo. Like to have much more further chat. I think there's some really good potential synergies there, so that's really good. I don't know what you understand. You've got so much to talk about, and you're still young. Anyway, right, I have a referral to Scott. Do Sarah site. Yeah. The gift that keeps on giving to Scott. That is the Catholic Mafia. Another church website. And the gift that keeps on giving to Scott. As a result of the connect, and this is why it's so good. As a result of Paul DeLue, he went to a PR company called St. Bride's. We've already been working on 2 sites for them and some other projects. Then one of their senior partners has left and gone to another company, and she rang me yesterday and said, "You've done such a great job. Can you do a whole brand and website for our company as well?" So it's amazing how, and that's all stemmed from here. That's all stemmed from here. Thank you, everyone.
Well, Paul, that was excellent. You're among friends, nothing to worry about. It's a pleasure to hear about your varied history and how you've got it. And your referral efforts in, I think we're just waiting to go. So it's lovely to see you. Thank you very much for coming up. Hopefully we'll see you again. Thank you. Had a one-to-one with Toby, looking at each other upside down.
Yes.
Won't go there. And, excellent. Soon to meet Paul. Where's Paul gone? I was over there. Paul, I spoke to the restaurant. We might be getting another meal for free. I had words with him yesterday. I think they're seeing my views.
Okay.
And thank you very much for excellent. The answer to that is no. You'll go. The answer to that is no. You could get equal fever.
Yourself?
You'll go.
Oh, that one. Would you be able to offer that? Yeah, cool. Toby, it was a one-to-one we had. I didn't realise we had to do one-to-ones. I love that actually. It's an absolute pleasure to meet you. So thank you very much. Really?
It was a pleasure.
And Ben as well, we had a one-to-one. I love that. And you put my mind at rest massively. Thank you, Ben. Toby Acton, thank you for the work. And Scott, thanks for the recommendation. Kevin?
Yep, no worries. Thank you.
Yeah, do we think that exists on the fabulous trophy we have this week? Yeah, exactly. You can do another one on the 29th if you like. And another one for Rosemary, since she's there talking about one weekly, but this was in South Africa, so I might try and talk them out of that with the current political climate over there. Yeah, good to be able to catch up with you at the end, if that's okay. And yeah, see you next week.
Yeah, great meeting, great attendees. Really very career path. I've only worked for 3 companies. And I will see you all next week.
Excellent presentation. Well done. That's really, really good. Showing the money to 2 different ex-members and to Matt. You don't need that in. That's the first half of the radiator that we fixed for Corrigan, so I'm a referral part of it. And Matt, that is for the waste management thing that we are seeing tomorrow. And Leo, we've done a chat at the end.
There's one question I was going to ask you and forgot. Did you ever get up in the air in an aeroplane when you were in the RA?
No.
Thought that might be okay. That's for Paul, annual fees for one of my clients. So thank you very much indeed. And yeah, it was had a really good synergy team meeting, despite the problems with the food. The drink was fine. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. I don't know what you're worried about. Absolutely superb. The way you deliver it, what you said, and everything was fantastic. So, well done. That's really good. And always good to get your first one done in that way. I'll have a word with somebody ahead of, because obviously we do boiler cover, but they use local engineers out when they come out to do the fixing or the boiler services and things like that. I'll see if I can get hold of the right person and then perhaps we can have another chat and I'll get something to put in place to give to them. So hopefully,
yeah, it would be good because the guy that said that EU sent out and fucked my boiler up, and now I'm having to pay for him to come.
Oh really? Oh god! So we'll have to get you definitely working there. So perhaps we'll get something together and put it.
That'd be good. Yeah, thanks, Ben. Yeah. Cheers.
Yeah, no, cool. So I had mine done, but you probably don't cover Frinton, do you?
Yeah, we've got Frinton.
Yeah, come to Frinton now.
Yeah.
So I need to try not to get my booked in, so I'll wait till I get you involved. Also, Mike, I've got a couple of events coming up that are doing the Birdsey Lines Monday at the end of the hospital radio. I'll try and get them sorted out. And finally, Dave, might be too far for you, but I do need a new fuse board.
Okay.
There, so perhaps we could have a chat. Yeah. Yeah, do it on a Sunday one, we can go to the beach after. Yeah, but yeah, great to see Leo as well. I'll get you put your contact details on there for me. But yeah, see you next week. See you.
You're all wonderful. No, thanks for having me today. It's been really welcoming. I've had some really nice chats already, and lots of people I definitely want to talk to and get to know better. Vince, I'm in need of some business cards, some new business cards. So I'll definitely be keen to have a chat. And yeah, thanks for having me in. Definitely, I can see I've got some ideas of referrals already, so hopefully I can start contributing there as well.
Great introduction, Scott, Toby. Fantastic. It's cool. Really enjoyed that. Really interesting background. And yeah, Leo, I'll drop you an email later because there's interesting some services as well. So right, got on the back page as well. Monthly or so one-to-one with Ben and James. Yeah. Oh,
it's not.
Sorry. Do you want to watch this? Yeah, that was one. It's Ben again for EW Services. That's my annual thank you. Sorry. Yeah. And to Terry, just a thank you for the money in advance to go and be a little bit for sorting out the YouTube stuff before I forget.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Nice to be back, everyone, after a little bit of time off. Fantastic 10 minutes hold, really good, and really clearly a very interesting life. And it'd be great to. I wish I'd known you a couple of months ago when I was still in boiler. Anyway, if there's any problems going forward, I know who to call. Just want to say as well, I did do a testimony for John, who also came to my house during the last few months and sorted out my gates again. Again, fantastic service. If you haven't used John, they're great, so do use them. Just wanted to say a very big thank you to Paul Booth, who gave me a job last year. It's the job that keeps giving. And we're now able to pay out preferential creditors, which is the government and employees in full, about 128,000 after realising the money's in and dealing with the case. So thanks very much for that, Paul, and I think everyone's going to be happy. That did thanks very much, and I'll put that through the system.
Thank you, Paul. As a couple of members have already said, a very varied career. And can I say you have made some excellent decisions? Thank you. I'll see you all next week.
So does Paul get to win the league this month?
137,000.
Yeah, great 10 minutes to really well. And like, how many jobs do you have before the age of 20? Yeah, really good, really well delivered. As Paul said, we had a one-to-one, which I did last week, and as a result of that, I hadn't come around to my place to do the one-to-one, so we could look at the heating system, and it was probably the most expensive one-to-one I've ever had. So the initial work I put a referral through, but then that led to some additional work, which is I said expansion vessel and other stuff, so I don't understand half of it. But you know what? There's a level of trust there from just that, hour that Paul and I spent together, and very happy to give you the work for that, so thanks for that. And also, did Jack mention Sue Simbo, that was around when, I think he took the number, we've had some problems, so I'll get, if Jack didn't pass it on, I'll issue. One-to-one with Terry, collecting our stuff. Thank you, Howard, for your assistance. And I completely forgot to mention, if you want to read more about Start With Why, Simon Sinek's Start With Why, read it, listen to it, absolutely brilliant book. And B2B this week, great food, and Leah, thanks for coming on. Really good to see you, and I think that's it.
Very good. Very good. Very interesting. Thanks very much, and hopefully we'll be working together in the future. Great, Scott. Thank you. Very interesting. And nice to see you, Leo. And hopefully we'll get to chat soon.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, brilliant, Scott. Really good. I'm not going to be here next week. It'll be Shannon, and she'll probably want to talk to you because she's buying a house and she'll need a new boiler. So she might have done. She tends to be very on it. You may be hearing from her as well. So she'll be popping in and saying hi to everybody. And just, as I said before, really is key for people to be thinking early at the moment, given everything that's going on. So, please do. It doesn't matter if it's not going to go anywhere. It doesn't matter if it doesn't turn into any business. I would rather chat to people and just make sure everything's good. Please do share. Referral. Thank you, James. I know you're due to come back to me, hopefully, and see if we can help my sister's mother-in-law. Has some complicated families. Stuart, thank you. I know you're sorting everything out on my side, so we're just about ready to go ahead with all that. I'll get in some more one-to-ones with people, and I'll see everyone in a few weeks.
Well, we appear to have been on some kind of emotional journey, and thank you for sharing it. It's really interesting, actually. What did you say your favourite movie was?
Oh, Groundhog Day.
What did you say your favourite movie was?
Yeah.
Sorry, didn't miss that. It's a testimonial actually for Utility Warehouse. You had nothing to do with it, but you get the testimonial anyway.
Thank you.
I ended up querying my bill, and I spoke to a very lovely woman called Danny. She was really good. Turns out I've got a refund coming of £2,341.
Hey, sorted.
That was a happy phone call. Also, just to say that Stacey, my first wife, my only wife, she's away for 2 months as from Sunday, so I've got the little dog to look after, so I'm going to try my best to get her every Thursday, but it is quite a challenge logistically doing it, so I'll hear as much as I can. So that's for Ben. Excellent 5-star customer service from UW as usual. Thank you. And thank you for the money, for the money to Leanne, business class, thank you very much. And also an invoice for Dave for business cards. Thank you very much.
Right. Again, for 60-second round. And also, Lieutenant, finally, come through.
Come and pick us a winner today, Paul. Unfortunately, Brian, you're not in this one for your negative referral. And also, it gets capped at 50k. So no one scores any points over the value of 50k.
Was that the one that was sticking up?
Yeah, that's it. There you go, mate.
I did say that was a nice one.
Right. Well done, Paul. Out of the way to the next one. The newcomer, quickly. Right. We have come to the end of the meeting. As always, I open to any notices, information. Right.
Just so if anybody is available after the meeting for one-to-one, I'm free.
Right. Does that scare everybody off, or are there any other announcements to be made? No? Right. It's not sunny, it's not pleasant, it's going to be horrible all day. I'm sure you're going to enjoy the week. Enjoy the week. I will look forward to seeing you all next week.